Hey all, I'm Webcamparrot, and in this video I'll be going over the first versus battle to be covered on the channel. Ever since my Constantine video popped off, I've been getting quite a few requests for this matchup, and now that my similar video on Doctor Doom has been up for a while, it seemed like a good idea to go over it. If you want to know more about these characters, I recommend you watch those videos after this one. I'll be giving both characters their full arsenal with all of their states and prep at first, and then I'll go over what would happen base versus base. First, I'm going to talk about what would happen if they actually fought each other physically. Now, although Constantine claims to have a nasty right hook, he has been knocked out in one punch against the likes of Batman. And Doom, well, yeah. Doom would slap the limey out of Constantine in an actual fist fight, but I'm sure that none of us are naive enough to think that the fight would ever come down to physical blows like this. They both have far too many gadgets or surprises for that to happen. That's not to say that Doom's superior raw power isn't significant though, it absolutely is, especially considering that the composite Doom that I'm using for this first round should have power on the level of pre-retcon Beyonder. If Doom was ever actually able to hit Constantine with one of his attacks, it's over for the Hellblazer. But Doom would quickly find all of this power utterly unusable, as Constantine has a huge number of ways to shut this down, particularly with the extensive prep which I am giving both of them. Most notably, his wishing matches were capable of depowering a Swamp Thing that was on the level of the voice of God or the Presence for an hour. More than enough time for Constantine to find a way to win. The next problem for Constantine is going to be the Doombots, and yes, these are going to be a huge issue, even though they won't be charged by the power cosmic thanks to Constantine's power null. Each one is still strong enough to knock him about, and easily kill him, if not use their variety of hacks against him. Which is where Constantine's House of Mystery comes in. The House of Mystery would present a place for Constantine to hide from the Doombots, as it has some strange TARDIS-like larger on the inside existence and cannot be truly destroyed. The problem then comes if Doom is intelligent enough to unleash any abilities that Constantine has no answer to before he can summon and get into the house. The go-to here for Doom seems to be time hacks, which Constantine can directly counter as he can travel through time himself, and was even able to alter time-based spells as they were going off, and has moved in places outside of time, like the House of Mystery, on numerous occasions. Moving in a realm with no time is essentially the same as moving in stopped time, making Doom's time stop moot, and with the house, Constantine has numerous ways to either go straight for Doom himself, or whittle down the Doombots to the point where only Victor is left. Notably, the Moonblade is a weapon capable of sealing those it's used on, and is capable of even sealing concepts or gods. This would make short work of both Victor and his bots, should Constantine be able to actually use it against them. The same goes for the Twin Blade, a weapon that was able to even kill the First of the Fallen. Even the mind hacks within the House of Mystery itself was significant enough to affect the Phantom Stranger, more than potent enough to take down Doom or his Doombots, even with Doom's immense willpower and psionic shielding. And before anyone tries to make this argument, no, being a robot will not protect the Doombots. They still have a mind, and the Phantom Stranger is a cosmic force that doesn't even have a real physical body at all, let alone a robot body. The illusion Constantine was able to use against Nabu would be similarly effective against Doom. Doom has some other prep that might be effective, however, like his emotion-changing device, which is essentially mind hacks that was even capable of affecting those throughout time, like Kang the Conqueror. However, John has resisted this exact effect before against Martian Manhunter. Essentially, it's stated that Martian Manhunter keeps trying and failing to erase his existence from John Constantine's memories. Martian Manhunter has been able to reach his mind through time before to guide the Flash, and more or less mind-hacked his entire species, which gives it the potency to compare to Doom's best mind-hacks feats. Doom also has his own power null via his power nullification ray or his power siphon harness, but Constantine has fought in spite of similar effects before against far more powerful beings like the Vampire Cain or the Upside Down Man. On top of this, Constantine's magic doesn't have a lot of raw power, he just uses it well, so any power that Doom could drain from Constantine would be negligible, and as such, he's unlikely to even resort to this particular hex against Constantine in the first place. Things like Doom's sleeping gas or refrigeration device are simple enough that the wards created from Constantine's cigarettes and the wards he has placed on his clothing should be more than enough to protect him. Doom's last and probably most impressive hex is the Prime Mover. It essentially allows him to rewrite or manipulate the fate of the entire universe, changing the fates of others as easily as one would move a chess piece on a chessboard. Definitely one of Doom's most impressive and powerful assets. However, it's going to be completely useless, and this is actually the real reason that Doom doesn't stand a chance against the Hellblazer whatsoever. Constantine doesn't need a machine to do this whole manipulating the fate of reality thing, because he can do this simply by existing. Constantine has access to something known as the Synchronicity Wave. This is an effect that allows Constantine to manipulate fate around himself, giving him a supernatural aura of luck. If Constantine needs to be somewhere or somewhen, he'll be there, as even time, movement, and distance sit up and beg for someone riding the Synchronicity Freeway. This effect is so powerful that it allowed Constantine to avoid attacks from the likes of the Spectre, and is something that even Lucifer Morningstar considers relevant. The Prime Mover is just absolutely useless next to this power that defies fate itself. Base Constantine essentially beats Base Doom as a direct result of this exact ability. Nothing Doom has would be effective against someone with this crazy level of outerversal good fortune. He would simply find that any of the hacks or attempts he made against Constantine would be fated to never succeed in the first place, and something would happen for Constantine to get out of it, as he always does. The Synchronicity Wave is just so ridiculously powerful that even if I take away all of Constantine's prep or artifacts, take away the House of Mystery or any prior knowledge, and I give Doom everything, including his Preretcon Beyonder powers and all of his tech, Constantine would still win pretty casually. Some of you might have noticed that I never talked about speed, and that was with good reason. Doom clearly has some very impressive speed feats. Even on the low end, he has plenty of massively faster than light reactions from fighting characters like Thor or the Hulk, and he also has a device that is described as allowing him to step between the seconds and move like no time is passing at all. With the powers of the Beyonder, he should even be capable of moving so fast that he can travel backwards through time. But none of that is fast enough for Constantine. The Hellblazer simply is where and when he needs to be, where and when he needs to be there. Any speed Doom used would simply be subverted by this power that goes beyond distance or time itself. Even without the Synchronicity Wave, Constantine has shown a similar level of speed when he fled from the Angel Zoriel, a being that should be more than capable of moving throughout realms entirely beyond the concepts of space and time. As much as I love Doom, and he is a great character, and the crazy amount of powerful hacks-like abilities that he has at his disposal, he has nothing that would allow him to take on somebody as unfair as Constantine. And there really is no fair matchup when it comes to this particular duo. And so, with that, I have to crown Constantine, undoubtedly, as the winner. Thank you all for watching, I hope you enjoyed. Don't expect me to do too many of these versus matchup videos on my channel, unless this video does particularly well. I definitely prefer the comprehensive look into a single character's powers and narrative that I've already been doing in my other videos on the channel. This video was sort of an in-between for my Absurd Powers of Classic Doctor Strange video, which will hopefully be coming out sometime this week. Give this video a like and subscribe if you would like to see more like this, and until then, I will see you all in the next video.